So La Rochelle had always been part of the big plan. I wanted to relive my childhood destination of many hours in a French classroom with Mrs. Johnson. So a few steady kilometres on the bike, along the bike paths, we arrived in La Rochelle, and I can assure you it isn't going to disappoint you. Don't worry, I'll show you the air towards the end of the video for anybody that fancies an overnight stay. So if, like me and John, when you were at school and you were learning French, you always had the tricolore book. We've spent all morning, and actually we've spent the last couple of days talking about coming to La Rochelle and how we're going to ask où est le gare, and what did you want to know, John?
Whatever it was, it needs to be the 3rd street on the right.
And Thierry?
Ça
suffit.
C'est mauvais pour le don.
So we've come to our childhood French lesson city.
Bonjour la classe.
And just another little bit about La Rochelle. John's just done the research, and it was the last city in France to be occupied in the Second World War, and it wasn't what's the word? Not freed. It wasn't.
It was finally reoccupied in May 1945.
Yeah, so it was reoccupied in May 1945. This is the fashion in France this year. Well, it might not be, it might be every year. But espadrilles, €15, John.
Never mind that, you can get a full boy on that.
Oh, yes.
And as well.
So to come into La Rochelle for the day, we've actually parked up at Pont Neuf. It's an aire for camping cars. And we've got the bikes with us. So we've biked. It took us about 15 minutes to get to the bike park where we've parked up. You get 5 hours parking for €5. Or it's €13.50 for overnight. And it does have electric points if you can get on one. We have. So we're going to see how we get on in La Rochelle today and make a decision whether we stop over or we could make our way north. You've got the stairs from the castle, or you can go the slideway. So those 3 towers that I've shown you lots of so far in this vlog are what La Rochelle is well known for, other than being the destination of our French education. But some fun facts for you about La Rochelle. Now, it was actually the first place that mechanically powered submarines were tested back in 1864. And if boats are your thing, then you'll find moorings aplenty here, with over 4,800, making La Rochelle one of the biggest marinas in the world. I'm liking La Rochelle. It's got a real feel, if you've watched our other vlogs, of Ghent and Bruges, real cafe culture. You see all the cafes behind me. Yeah, I like it. It's got like a row of bridges as well, similar to Bruges. That's apparently some important tower that's been under scaffolding since 2018. So, not sure what that is. Definitely. Makes a superb panorama. And if you've watched our other vlogs from earlier in this break, or this road trip, you'll see that you can actually get the boats over to Fort Boyard and Ile d'Aix and Ile d'Oloron, and probably Ile de Ré from here. So lots and lots of activity with the boats. So we found France's version of Greg's. But you want to see the view? Good?
Mm-hmm.
John's got jambon et emmental. I went for a dirty kebab. Oh, it fell to pieces though. Now don't accuse me of never listening to John, because upon following his French directions of the 3rd Street on the right, we actually stumbled across some charming little streets and this area known as La Rochelle's Old Quarter. It seems after dark, this is where cafe culture turns into more rock and roll. The nightlife in this area seems to be quite a popular one for the tourists. Unfortunately for us, we were on the bikes, so we had to head back to the van. But this is on the list for us to come back to for a tipple or two next time. Oh, John's managed to find Thierry, the relief. It's like Bon Marché. Oh, the Marché reminds me of like a smaller version of Covent Garden. Oh, it's not the train station though. And no town is complete without a Harry Potter shop. Oh, look, there's Auntie Jack's. That is the Submarine bases over there in the distance. And apparently there's some quite famous films filmed in this area, such as Das Boot, which I do love Das Boot, even though it is German and English subtitles. But also Indiana Jones. What did you say, John? Indiana Jones? What? And an Indiana Jones film. It's safe to say Pont Neuf Aire camping car has been a fantastic stop-off point. €5 for 5 hours with electric. We've had a great bike ride into La Rochelle and now we're heading off for our next stop. And even better, if you're going to come to this free stopover, come to the pizza place, because honestly this looks amazing.